Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wizard 101 video. Today we are going to be talking about a topic that I've just noticed over time, and I'd like to say it's not actually like an extremely it's not like a harmful toxic thing, I don't think. I just feel like I talk about it because it's something I see a lot in my video, and I mean a lot in my videos, and I didn't even realize it before I started making YouTube videos. So it's just something interesting to me, and that is the divide between PvP players in Wizard 101 and PvE players in Wizard 101. Now, if you don't really know what I mean by the divide, basically I mean that there's different perspectives, significant different perspectives between the two on how to play Wizard 101 and why they're playing Wizard 101, and it's something I find to be really interesting. Now, as I said, I didn't even notice this until I made my YouTube channel, to be honest. And I think that's just because I'm a PvE player, right? That, in my opinion, you fall under two categories in Wizard 101. You're either a PvE player or you're a PvP player. And you're one or the other, and usually you can't be both. Now, I'm sure that there is people who are both, but I'm saying usually most people are not both. So, what makes the difference, right? Well, PvP players are obviously the people who play PvP, but beyond that, they actually have a significant difference, and that's in how they play the game. Now, this is what I've noticed the most above everything. This is what I've noticed the most, is how they play the game is significantly different. They're playing because they want a challenge, right? And I mean, I don't know why they came to a how old's Wizard 101 at this point? Like a 13-14-year-old MMORPG that was made for 10-year-olds. I don't know why you came here if you wanted to get a challenging and stimulating gameplay experience, but you did. That's beside the point. But the point is that they came to this game specifically for a challenge. And the thing about that is that challenge supersedes everything. So in a lot of cases, people in this game think, hey, this challenge, the only challenging part of this game is PvP because you're against other players and you need to have legitimate strategy and thinking. Well, yeah, basically that's my point. And where this comes to head, and where the main difference between PvE and PvP players is for me, is how they enjoy the game. Because, right, they're so focused on combat. What I think they are missing that the PvE players get is this large chunk of the game known as the story and the worlds. A lot of people, when I did my side quest video, a lot of people I saw that said, no, you shouldn't do side quests, are the people who just want to get to max level, either for PvP reasons or because they just want to complete the game. But that, in my opinion, isn't completing the game. That's power questing through without getting any of the experiences that you get when you're actually leveling up and enjoying the game for what it is and how it's meant to be played, which is through the worlds, the questing, the experiences of leveling up. And as a PvE player, in my eyes, I can't imagine what PvP players do. Some people power quest for like 2 weeks straight, and then they have a max character, and they didn't do any side quests. They just rapidly went through the game as fast as possible just so that they could get that character that they can immediately throw into PvP. And in my eyes, that's incredibly boring. I would much rather spend 3 months questing up a character, going through trials and tribulations, trying to get them up to, a max level, and not even for the reason of doing PvP, but for the reason that I just want a quest. I would much rather do that. Why did I go to Firecut Alley? It's like laggy in here. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'd much rather do that than quest up for PvP. And that's where I think the main divide stems from, is how they enjoy the game, and why they're playing the game is where it stems from, and then that leads to how they enjoy the game. So where this comes to head a lot of the times, I see, and if you've seen my comments and stuff, in the school tier lists, or specifically my original ranking of the schools, which I still don't agree with, people mentioned, oh, this is a PvP, or this is a PvE tier list. And that's one divide that comes because logically it makes sense to use certain schools in PvP over PVE, because in PVE, it's a completely different skill set, right? Because you're not against players, you're against mob enemies. So it makes a lot more sense to use death in PVE, because death is ridiculous in PVE, but in PvP, it's not as good. And that's just, I feel like that's where it stems from, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. The reason why I made this video is because yesterday, it was like last night at 2 in the morning or something, I got a comment saying, you know, it was on my, I think my school tier list, and they're like, or no, it was on my side quests, and they're like, yeah, I don't do any side quests because I think they're a waste of time. Why would I do side quests when I could just quest up through the main game and then get to max level so I can PvP? And then in my eyes, I was like, that's not how I play the game. I've never played the game like that, because I don't consider it a waste of time. I consider it questing a character up and gaining new experiences on a character that I didn't have originally. And, you know, it's just that different perspective. So that's it for today's video. That's all I really wanted to talk about was those differences. But I'd like to know, you know, leave in the comments below, are you a PvP player or a PvE player? Obviously, I don't think that there's a right way to play this game, but as a PvE player myself, I think, why would you go through the game without enjoying it? Why would you go through the game just to get to PvP, which, in my opinion, PvP isn't even an enjoyable experience. So you're just going through the game in a non-enjoyable way to go to a non-enjoyable conclusion. But obviously, a lot of people do enjoy PvP, so to other people, it makes sense to do it that way. But, yeah, as I said, that's it. Let me know in the comments what you think. I've already given my perspective. And, yeah, I'll try to respond to comments as much as possible. And I'll see you next video. Have a fantastic day. Thank you all for watching.